Jana Duggar, long known as the ever-responsible eldest daughter of the Duggar family, has shocked fans in the most unexpected way possible. After years of silence around her private life, she just dropped life-changing news that has everyone talking. A surprise pregnancy announcement. No courtship? No wedding? No clue this was coming? Buckle up, because this Duggar bombshell is unraveling everything we thought we knew. For over a decade, Jana Duggar has carried the image of the dutiful daughter, the calm, collected backbone of the Duggar household. While her younger siblings got married, started families, and embraced the spotlight, Jana remained quiet, often described as the second mom of the clan. Viewers often wondered, why hasn't she married? Is she choosing to stay single? Is there something going on behind the scenes? For years, these questions floated in fan forums and YouTube comment sections, but answers were few and far between. Until now, in a twist no one saw coming, Jana has reportedly revealed that she is pregnant. Yes, pregnant. With no official courtship or marriage on record, the news has dropped jaws across the Duggar fanbase and sparked endless speculation about how, when, and with whom. In today's video, we're diving deep into the details behind the alleged announcement. Was this a carefully kept secret or a sudden revelation? How has the family responded? What are fans saying? And most importantly, are rumors about a long-hidden relationship finally coming to light? Stay tuned, because the next hour will change how you see Jana Duggar and possibly the entire Duggar family forever. It all began with a single, cryptic post on Jana Duggar's social media, a photo that shook the internet to its core. The image? Jana standing in a garden, dressed in a flowing, empire waist dress that gently hugged what appeared to be the faint outline of a baby bump. She didn't say much, just a caption that read, "Seasons change and so do we." That was it. No name drop, no tags, no emojis, no explanation. But the internet didn't need much to go into full meltdown mode. Fans immediately zeroed in on her posture, the subtle curve of her midsection, and the intentional softness of the caption. Was she finally acknowledging a pregnancy? Could this be a gentle, poetic way of breaking the biggest Duggar family news in years? And just when speculation hit its peak, it got wilder, because eagle-eyed followers noticed that some Duggar siblings had already liked the post. Even more eyebrow-raising? Jill and Jessa both left vague but telling comments. Jill wrote, "Beautiful inside and out," while Jessa simply said, "So happy for you." That was all it took. From there, it snowballed. Reddit threads lit up. Instagram comment sections exploded. YouTube channels devoted to Duggar commentary uploaded reaction videos within hours. Was Jana Duggar, famously single, always private and raised under strict courtship rules, actually expecting a child? What made the situation even more unbelievable was the total absence of a known courtship. In the Duggar world, there's an expected sequence: courtship, engagement, marriage, and then children, never out of order. Jana, known for her deep-rooted modesty and commitment to the family's values, had never publicly even held hands with a man. So the idea of her being pregnant, without any mention of a fiancé or husband, that was, in Duggar terms, an earthquake. Even longtime fans were stunned. Jana had spent over a decade helping raise her younger siblings, standing quietly in the background while her sisters married off one by one. At 34, many had written off the idea of her ever starting a family of her own. And now this? Out of nowhere? Some began to wonder if this was a carefully crafted reveal, or if something had happened behind the scenes. Was this a joyful announcement timed according to her own terms? Or had a leak or family pressure forced her to come forward before she was ready? Was the dress an unintentional giveaway, or a silent statement she hoped her followers would interpret? Whatever the reason, one thing was clear: Jana Duggar had just broken the internet, and maybe even the Duggar family mold. As the dust began to settle from Jana Duggar's bombshell pregnancy announcement, all eyes quickly turned to the Duggar family's reactions, or in many cases, the conspicuous lack thereof. Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar were the first to issue a public statement, but it left fans with more questions than answers. Instead of a heartfelt congratulatory message or any acknowledgement of the shock factor surrounding Jana's news, the couple kept things incredibly vague, simply saying, "We're excited for this new season." That's it. No mention of Jana. No name, no details, no personal touch. Fans immediately raised eyebrows. Was this a subtle way of distancing themselves from the situation? Then came the reactions from Jana's siblings, and this is where things really started to get interesting. Jill Duggar, known for speaking out against her family's more restrictive practices, didn't make a direct statement. But on Instagram, she posted what many fans interpreted as a message of subtle support, a calming image of a flower in bloom with a caption about embracing change and new beginnings. No names were mentioned, but the timing was just too on the nose. Many saw it as her quiet way of showing she stands with Jana, even if others won't. Jana Duggar, meanwhile, dropped what fans are calling a sisterhood soft launch. She shared a photo of her, Jana, and Joanna smiling together with a simple red heart emoji. No caption, no tagging, but just enough to spark speculation. Was this her way of saying we're united? Or perhaps trying to show support while still staying inside the family's boundaries? Then there's Jana Duggar, who has remained completely silent on the issue. No post, no like, not even a comment. Some fans believe this is just Jana staying out of the fray, like she often does. But others think her silence is calculated, possibly even a form of shade. After all, Jana's been living a completely different life in California, away from the family's grip. Could her refusal to acknowledge the announcement speak volumes? And it doesn't stop there. Sharp-eyed fans noticed that both Anna Duggar, Josh Duggar's wife, and Lauren Swanson, Josiah Duggar's elusive wife, were completely silent too. Not a like, not a viewable comment. This was particularly notable because both women tend to resurface on social media during major Duggar milestones. Their silence now, it felt intentional, almost like a quiet protest or, at the very least, a decision to distance themselves from whatever is happening behind the scenes. All of this raises a big question. Is the family divided once again? The contrasting responses, or lack thereof, may be revealing a deeper rift within the Duggar clan. For years, fans have speculated that Jana played peacekeeper among the siblings, the one who kept things balanced between the old guard and the more independent Duggar sisters. But now that she's taken center stage with a shocking and non-traditional announcement, the family's fractures are starting to show again. And for longtime Duggar watchers, that's a red flag that more drama might be brewing just beneath the surface. Now, here's where things take a turn into full-on Duggar mystery mode, because everyone wants to know, who's the father? Is there a secret husband hiding in the wings? A quiet courtship that flew under everyone's radar? Or brace yourselves, did Jana Duggar break tradition entirely and take a path no one in her family has ever dared before? For years, Duggar fans have whispered about possible love interests in Jana's life. One of the earliest rumors? A soft-spoken, handsome man from Nebraska, a supposed suitor that fans believe Jana had quietly dated. The theory was fueled by an old family vlog clip showing Jana talking to a man at a wedding, and internet sleuths ran wild. Nothing was confirmed, of course, but the speculation never really died. Then there's the long-standing story of the family friend from Arkansas. This man was said to be close to Jim Bob and often seen around Duggar family events. Sharp-eyed fans noticed how frequently Jana was paired with him in group photos and church outings, leading to even more questions. Did something happen behind the scenes that was kept completely private? A courtship? Even a marriage? And let's not forget the more modern theories. Some fans speculate that Jana may have pursued motherhood independently, either through private adoption or a donor route. For someone raised in a conservative and ultra-religious Duggar household, that would be shocking. But as we've seen with Jill and Jana stepping outside the family's rigid belief system, Jana could have quietly made a similar move. Could this pregnancy be a result of such a decision? Of course, there's always the question that no one wants to say out loud, but everyone's thinking, was the pregnancy outside of marriage? In the Duggar world, that would be considered a scandal of massive proportions. But we're in 2025, and even some of the Duggars have started to live life on their own terms. Still, the silence from key family members, especially Michelle and Jim Bob, has fans wondering if there's a marriage the public doesn't know about yet. Adding fuel to the fire are all the resurfacing photos and videos fans are now digging up. Sightings of Jana out shopping in other states, seen with unfamiliar men. A blurry image of her at an airport with someone believed to be a pilot she was once linked to. Yes, that's the infamous pilot rumor that made waves years ago. It was said he was respectful, faith-centered, and wanted a more private life. Maybe too private for TV. Then there's the story about the family contractor, someone who worked on the Duggar compound over the years and reportedly had a very close friendship with Jana. Some fans swear he was smitten and that the connection was obvious and old, counting on clips. Could that relationship have quietly developed into something more? And finally, don't forget the international mission worker. Jana has traveled for mission work on and off over the past decade. Could she have met someone abroad, someone far from the public eye and cameras? There was an unconfirmed post once from a fan in Central America who claimed to have seen Jana with a tall, light-haired man in a village ministry setting. Was he just a fellow missionary or something more? The truth is, the Duggar family has always controlled the narrative around their daughters' love lives. But with Jana being so private for so long, this pregnancy might be her own statement of independence. Whether the father is someone we already know, someone she's kept completely hidden, or if she's chosen a non-traditional route entirely, it's safe to say that whatever Jana's done here, it's unlike anything we've seen from her before. To understand why Jana Duggar's surprise pregnancy is causing such a stir, we need to rewind and take a closer look at her life over the past decade. Jana, now in her mid-30s, has long been labeled the Cinderella Duggar. While her siblings moved out, got married, and started families of their own, often at incredibly young ages, Jana remained at home, quietly taking on the role of second mother, household organizer, and emotional caretaker. For years, she was the backbone of the Duggar home, helping to raise her younger brothers and sisters. Fans have always had a soft spot for Jana. Many rooted for her to break free from the rigid expectations of the Duggar family and forge her own path. She was the oldest daughter who didn't seem to follow the script. And in a world where Duggar women are often pushed toward early marriage and constant childbearing, her decision to remain single stood out. In past interviews and rare public comments, Jana often brushed off questions about courtship or future plans with vague statements. She once said she was content with where God had her, even as she expressed a desire not to settle for just anyone. But that contentment seemed to be layered with quiet resignation. Was it really her choice? Or was she holding the family together behind the scenes? Jana's loyalty to her parents, especially Michelle and Jim Bob, has often been interpreted as self-sacrificing. Some speculated that she stayed home out of duty, not desire. Others whispered that fear of being cut off, fear of breaking the mold, fear of disappointing her ultra-conservative parents, kept her from striking out on her own. There were even rumors that she had been in a courtship or two that never materialized publicly because they didn't meet her family's standards or approval. So now, this pregnancy news, completely unexpected, totally off-script, is nothing short of a declaration. A bold, undeniable step into autonomy. Whether it came through a quiet relationship, private marriage, adoption, or even unconventional means for a Duggar, this is Jana making a statement. She's no longer just the quiet sister in the background. She's stepping into the spotlight in her own way, on her own terms. And that's exactly why Duggar fans and critics alike are completely stunned. As the buzz continues to build around Jana Duggar's surprise pregnancy, a major question is now circulating among fans and media insiders alike. Is TLC quietly behind this? Could cameras already be rolling for a comeback project no one saw coming? Since the collapse of Counting On following Josh Duggar's arrest and conviction, TLC has kept its distance from the Duggar brand. The network pulled the plug on all Duggar-related programming, leaving fans to rely on social media scraps and the occasional podcast to piece together what's happening inside the famously private family. But now, with Jana's bombshell pregnancy announcement, some sources are whispering that TLC may be watching closely, waiting for the right moment to re-enter the narrative.
And why wouldn't they?
Fan interest in Jana has never really faded. In fact, many argue she was always the most intriguing Duggar of all, the quiet one, the Cinderella, the dutiful daughter who never left. Now, she's suddenly pregnant with no confirmed courtship or marriage in sight. The internet is obsessed. And where there's buzz, there's business. So what would a Jana-focused TLC special even look like? Think about it. A soft-focused documentary following Jana as she navigates first-time motherhood in her 30s, possibly without a partner in the traditional Duggar sense. Viewers could see her redecorating her $275,000 home nursery, reflecting on years of self-sacrifice, and maybe, just maybe, breaking free from the ultra-conservative cage she's lived in for so long. This could be the redemption arc TLC needs to re-enter the Duggar conversation without involving Josh or the more controversial members of the family. There's also speculation that this might not be TLC's idea at all, but Jana's. Could this be her long-awaited chance to launch her own brand, a personal rebrand rooted in motherhood, independence, and authenticity? If Jinga wrote a best-selling memoir about faith deconstruction and Jill launched a tell-all that shook the family tree, maybe Jana's quiet rebellion comes in the form of living her truth on screen. The timing is curious. In a post-Josh world, TLC is under major pressure to tread carefully. But if there's one story that fans have always wanted to see unfold, it's this one. Jana Duggar, finally living her life on her own terms. Whether it's TLC, a production partner, or a self-funded digital docuseries, the stage is set. And make no mistake, fans are ready to tune in. As this news continues to ripple through social media and across entertainment headlines, it's clear this isn't just a personal milestone for Jana. It's a potential turning point for the entire Duggar family legacy. For years, the Duggars built their brand on strict purity standards, courtship rules, and an image of wholesome, ultra-conservative family values. But with Jana's surprise pregnancy, and with no visible partner or courtship, those carefully constructed narratives are starting to unravel. Let's be honest, the Duggar family image has already taken several hard hits over the years. From Josh Duggar's scandals to the quiet rebellions of Jill and Jinger, that once polished exterior has been slowly cracking. But this is a seismic shift. Jana was always the obedient, self-sacrificing oldest daughter, the one fans never expected to step outside the lines. Now, with this surprise pregnancy, the public perception of the family is being reshaped in real time. And the question now is, will this embolden her sisters to break free as well? Could this be the catalyst Johanna, or even Jennifer needed to make their own choices, separate from the Duggar doctrine? We've seen glimpses of rebellion before, but this moment feels different. It feels like a door has been kicked open. The idea that you can still have a fulfilling life, maybe even a child, without playing by Jim Bob and Michelle's rigid rulebook? That's a powerful message. Of course, the family values they've preached for decades are now being seriously tested. If Jana's pregnancy didn't happen within the bounds of marriage, or even courtship, this flies in the face of the principles they've pushed onto millions of viewers. And fans are reacting in all kinds of ways. Some are cheering her on, calling this her long-awaited escape from the Duggar machine. Others are disappointed, still clinging to the expectations the family set so long ago. But regardless of which side they land on, everyone agrees. This moment is monumental. And where are Jim Bob and Michelle in all this? Their response has been vague at best. But behind closed doors? You can bet they're scrambling. For years, they've controlled the narrative, deciding who gets to speak, who gets to court, who gets to marry.
But now?
Their grip is clearly slipping. Their adult children are writing their own stories and not asking for permission. Ultimately, this may mark the official start of a brand new Duggar era, one that's less about perfection and performance and more about messy, real-life choices. And right now, Jana Duggar, the daughter who stayed silent the longest, is suddenly the most talked about name in the entire family. Jana Duggar's surprise pregnancy has done more than just shock the internet. It's cracked open years of speculation, silence, and Duggar family tradition. But if there's one thing this moment proves, It's that Jana is finally writing her own story. After decades of being labeled the stay-at-home sister, the family caretaker, and the obedient daughter, Jana is showing the world that she's capable of making bold, private, and deeply personal choices on her own terms. No public courtship. No big wedding fanfare. Just her truth, shared in the way she chose to share it. Whether this journey turns out to be about a long-hidden romance, a quiet act of rebellion, or a beautiful step into motherhood, it's clear. This is just the beginning of a brand new chapter for Jana Duggar. And fans everywhere are watching closely. With that said, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Until next time.